behind the scenes special for Vicious Cycles Malik's Redemption. I'm your host, Gold Chain Diva, aka Katina Arrington, and I'm here with our star of the film, Malik, and I'll let him introduce himself and tell you who he really is.
My name is Brandon. I go by Unlimited Brand. I'm a actor, writer, anything under the sun. That's me. I do everything. I'm glad to be here, and let's get to the questions.
Awesome. I'm happy that you're happy to be here. So you spoke a little bit about, Unlimited Brand, that's your brand, and you are a model, have several projects that you're featured in and that you're working on for yourself. So just, kind of tell the people, some of the past projects and some of the past characters or different things that you have been involved in.
Well, my first ever project was in Eli Anderson's Must Be a Dream music video that was for a Netflix miniseries. It was pretty much like a promo to the Army of the Dead. It was a big Netflix movie that came out probably about a year or two ago.
Okay.
I played as a zombie, which was pretty cool. Never got to get put through the makeup and everything. It was cool. Like, it's everything that you would think it would be. It was pretty great. I also got to be a part of Rider Boy's Dreams movie that's coming out soon. I can't reveal the identity of my role, but it's pretty cool, and I can't wait for everybody to see it.
Well, I'm sure you just, made a lot of people question, well, what's going on? Because, you just gave us a little teaser. You didn't really tell us much, but, just know you'll see him on other screens besides just for Vicious Cycles. And it's so crazy because I think we should, talk a little bit about, how we met. Because, prior to this project, we didn't know each other.
Right.
So, if you want to speak on it, and then I'll just kind of chime in, from my perspective.
It was pretty much the modeling agency I'm in, Ascending Echelon. One of the other models sent me the project, and I was like, I'm going to check it out. I reached out to you, and that's when you wanted to go through an audition. I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. So I wasn't really expecting much from it, but I'm definitely glad I got the opportunity. It's
so funny because, finding you was something that, wasn't in the original plan for the film. Because obviously, you played a role that was previously held by a different actor. So how was that, coming into a project that was already established and being Aunt Viv, so to speak, like now you're the new Aunt Viv. So just speak to what that experience was like. Was it weird? How was it like getting involved with the cast that already had chemistry? Like, how was that?
It was like, I just had to find my groove with everybody, and I had to find that groove with Malik, exactly where he was mentally, just as far as everything that he was feeling and going through, since I had no previous information from the last film.
Right.
But I feel like I was honestly able to channel him and be able to get it done. I feel like it was pretty great. It was pretty cool.
Was it hard? Was it hard to kind of channel those emotions? Because from the first film, we didn't kind of get to see like the mind of Malik. We didn't get to see why he made the decisions that he made or why he was the way that he was. So was it hard like to actually like bring that across and like channel that emotion?
Yeah, a little bit. I'm gonna be very honest. For some of the stuff, first reading it and coming onto it, I'm just like, I don't know exactly his energy at this moment.
Because I think the second film also was like very poetic.
Yeah.
And so I think like being a director, I think at times I saw that you were kind of struggling, like, because you didn't want to sound like corny.
Yeah.
Like you were trying to like give that modern like, expression to it. So it was very poetic. So at times I definitely saw like your wheels turning, like, okay, like how can I make this me and it not come off, kind of dated.
Yeah.
Did you feel like as you were doing it, did you feel like you could relate to any of the struggles that the character was going through?
I could definitely understand why some of the views that he had on women was there, because that past trauma, he really let that past trauma stick with him, and it affected him greatly. But that don't mean it was right.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't right. At the end of the day, you gotta tackle new life problems a different way, not used to the same toxicness that you used to.
So what do you feel, being that you did fill another person's shoes, what do you feel that you brought to the screen this second go around differently than the first actor did?
Malik's emotions. I feel like I was really more in tune with his emotion and being able to express how he was really feeling and exactly what he was feeling, rather than him seeming emotionless, because he was far from that. So.
Right. Yeah. Because I think in the first film he did appear very emotionless. He's kind of borderline was an a-hole. And then this second film, we got to see more like the softer side, the side that was more reflecting inward to understand, like, okay, why am I the way that I that I am.
Right.
And one of the scenes that I want to talk about, and I know you all haven't seen it, but he just watched it, was the scene where you did your monologue, because I'm pretty sure the monologue is what you auditioned.
Yes.
And so that was a moment for me as a director that, I had to put myself as a female in a male's shoes to kind of convey how a man would process those thoughts. So do you feel like the way that Malik processed his feelings towards his dad, like, do you feel like, is that a way that a man would relate to that? And was it hard for you to kind of convey those emotions and bring it across the screen?
I feel like I'm able to relate to those emotions because I'm not as close with my dad. We're not as close, so I can understand exactly how he's feeling not having his dad or not having that guidance, because I feel like that at times, that I don't have the guidance that I need, but I have other figures out here who give me the guidance that I need and show me what I need to know as a man is becoming a man.
Mm-hmm.
So I definitely can understand where he struggles mentally not having that figure in his life.
Got you. Now, you being able to relate to that relationship of, dealing with a stressed relationship with your father, was that a reason for you to want to be a part of a production like this, or what was your reasoning for wanting to be a part of this project?
I could say that would definitely be a part of it. I feel like I could bring that to life, but also just wanted to get more experience. I felt like I could tell his story the right way, especially coming on as somebody new and replacing the original character. I felt like I could bring everything that Malik had to offer.
Mm-hmm.
So.
It's interesting because, a few people have seen the film at this point. Y'all haven't. I'm going to keep teasing the film, it's coming out soon. But a few people that have seen it actually said that they felt like your chemistry with the cast was a lot better. It was easier to act with you than it was, the previous character, because it was a vibe.
Yeah.
Do you feel like, is that how you feel? Like, do you feel like, when you came on set, like, was this an environment where like it clicked?
Yeah. Everybody was so chill and so dope. It was cool to meet everybody. I
didn't get bad vibes from everybody. Family now. Like, he's literally family now. Like, he met my dad, my mom, my siblings. Like, you're family now at this point.
I feel like everybody was just had a great vibe. It was good energy, so it was easy to get in tune with everybody and just get the scenes done. I felt like I said, I felt like it was my whole family. So 100%, there was no difficulty at all.
So one of the scenes that we actually recreated in the second film, just to kind of drive that idea home that you were actually playing the existing character, not a new character, was the car ride scene. And a lot of people, watching that scene previously, like, it really got a rise out of a lot of people because they couldn't believe that somebody actually would put a woman out of the car like that. So with that being said, how did you feel about having to put her out of the car? And is that something that you would do in real life?
In my head, I found it funny, and I was trying not to laugh on camera. So I was just mind blown. I was like, wow, I gotta actually like kick her out. I'm just like, I gotta find a way how to do this in a style that I would do it and not laugh, because that was the only thing, because it was just so funny to me.
That scene was by far one of my favorite scenes to actually edit. Because a lot of that, because the chemistry was so strong, a lot of what y'all were saying, like, it was just pure, like, adrenaline, like, just going back and forth. And one of the, like, lines that you said in it that had me bugging was, remember what I love. Like, do you know who I am? And she was like, what? Y'all gonna see what I'm talking about. I'm just gonna keep on teasing it. But anyway, what people don't know about that scene that I do want to like bring up is that Brandon didn't know how to drive when we shot that scene.
I had only driven 2 times, and it had been a while since I had driven in that scene. So yeah, I have a lot more experience now. I promise, I'm so much more safer. I promise.
Honestly, that took a lot of trust on my behalf to let you behind the vehicle, you know, the wheel of my car.
I definitely understand.
But no, that scene was definitely a fun scene to shoot. But you know, we talked about you being able to channel emotion and really like get inside the mind of this character. And one of the ways that we show that is actually, you know, your relationship with your mom. We explore that. Well, guys, we now have Malik's mother, Ma Dukes, on the set. Say hi, Ma Dukes, and introduce yourself.
What's up? My name is Katina Arrington. I play a role as Mom Dukes.
And how are you related to this film? How did you get pulled into this project?
My lovely stepdaughter, Tara Arrington, who produces, manages, and everything with the film.
So prior to this project, have you acted or done anything in the acting world like prior to this project?
No, I haven't.
So was it hard for you to come on and like kind of channel the mind and the role of this character?
No, it's pretty easy. Just a little nervous.
Just a little nervous. Are you nervous right now?
Yes, I am.
She's going to come out of her show, guys. Don't worry. She's not shy all the time. But, you know, she's sitting next to her son, Malik, at this moment. So how was it? Because, I mean, I'm sure a lot of our viewers are thinking, like, y'all look kind of like the same age. So how was it playing, like, an older mom and then also playing that younger version of that mom, too?
Well, to be honest, it was pretty easy. I have an older stepdaughter, well, 2 of them, so it was pretty easy.
Well, you know, I'm going to give a spoiler alert right here. We haven't revealed one of the characters in the film. So you actually played mom to one of your actual children. So how was that playing, you know, mom to one of your own children?
Hilarious.
It was hilarious?
Yes, it was very hilarious.
It was.
It felt natural.
It felt natural?
Yeah.
Well, so that scene was very relatable. Without giving too many details, was it easy to relate to that scenario? Or
Yes.
It was?
Very.
Good. So one of the questions I'm going to ask you both is who is most like their character in this vicious cycles Malik's redemption?
Guilty.
And why would you say that you're most like your character?
I feel like it's an everyday type of thing that I experience.
Uh-huh.
I mean,
Not an everyday
it's
experience.
one of those cycles, vicious cycles, actually. So yeah.
So if you and I'm gonna get to you in 1 second, but so just speaking from that perspective, that is one of those cycles. Do you feel like this film helped kind of illuminate some of them cycles in your life, and like has it helped you in any type of way?
I feel like it has helped a lot. Got me looking at a different point of view on certain aspects of everything. So yeah.
Gotcha. Now, who would you say, Brandon, is most like their character?
God, I don't know. Since I'm still getting to know everybody, I wouldn't know. I honestly don't know. I don't know.
Well, I think you've spent about a nice amount of time with Raquel. So, do you think that she's anything like Karen, or is it like day and night?
It might be day and night. I can see some aspects, but I don't think I hope she's not fully like her.
So what is it that, and I'll start with Brandon, what do you love about your character? And what is something that you hated about your character?
He was sort of a bad person, but he was honest at the same time. Mm-hmm. He was very honest, but it doesn't excuse the things that he did. Mm-hmm. So I love that he was honest, but he still was not, you know, the most trustworthy kind of person, 100%.
That's interesting to hear from my perspective. But what would you say, Ma Dukes? What would you say, you know, is something that you loved about your character and something that you weren't so proud of?
I loved it because you actually put me in a role where I could relate to and it just came out. It was so natural. It was just me.
Mm-hmm.
I could just do it, and I was good with it.
Mm-hmm.
It just went.
Was there anything that you hated about the character?
I hated the drinking. I hated that I made my son feel that way. If I could have changed it, I would have. But yeah.
Cool. That's very, interesting. And what do you feel like this film, like what is the biggest lesson that this film promotes? And I'll let you guys choose who takes that first.
Brandon. Take the wheel.
I would say that this film promotes be better. You just gotta be better. From his mom, his dad not being the best, from the relationships that that he destroyed, and how he was affected by his parents, and then he put that trauma on to other people in his life. I think the biggest lesson you gotta take from this is take the time to heal.
There you go.
Take your time to heal, please.
There you go. That's what I would say the biggest thing is, because we got too many people in relationships that's not healed.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, if you guys could play any other character, and I know you're like kind of in a tough spot because there's only 2 male characters, well, 3 male characters technically, but if you could play any other character in this cast, who would you have chosen?
I'd have chose the pastor.
Any particular reason why?
Preach a little bit, see how I can do.
Mm-hmm.
I keep that in mind for the next clip. Well, how about you?
I think I would choose Karen.
Mm-hmm. Why?
It's just the role
Mm-hmm.
that she played.
Do you feel like you're
Really?
related?
Yeah.
How so?
Cause her mom just was kind of like the same, she just a younger version. Daddy cheated with Mom Dukes, and then Malik cheated on her. Like, it's
It's funny because I never made that connection. Give us something to think about. But I'll go ahead. I'm not going to hold you guys too much longer. But I have one last question for you both. How important is it that we break the cycle in our own lives? And you all can choose who goes first.
Rock, paper, scissors? Shoot.
I can't even be mad at it. I feel like it's important because if you don't break the cycle in your life, you won't grow. You will put limits on yourself, and it won't get you anywhere. If you want to do better for yourself, you gotta experience new things. You gotta do new things. You gotta try new things. You gotta see new things. You're not going to gain anything from just seeing the same old. So,
And it'll continue.
You gotta take that leap of faith, whether it's anything, even if it's telling the truth. It may hurt somebody, but you gotta speak your truth instead of don't be out here lying.
Yes.
Keeping it for self.
All right. I take it you agree with Brandon?
Yes, I do.
All right. Perfect. Well, I have a few more questions from my Duke, so thank you, Brandon, for stopping by. We're going to, of course, give you your flowers. Thank you for being a part of this production. We really appreciate you. And if there's anything we can do for you, let us know.
Of course. Anytime.
So say bye to Brandon. Bye.
See you.
So we have a few more questions from my Dukes. Just a few more. Not many, because I know my Dukes is very shy, guys. Yes, we still rolling. I did. I paused it and I can edit all of this.
Alright, cool.
I might not. But one of the questions that I'm most interested in knowing is, what was your favorite line from this film?
You ain't gonna be shit just like your no good ass daddy.
So, I mean, you said you could
That's
relate
like
to this character. Do you feel like you said that
one of those-
before?
yes. I said that.
Transparency, guys. That's the only way we grow. And I have one last question for you because I know you personally, so I know that you enjoy, watching different Tyler Perry films. He's one of your favorite. And I also know that acting is something that you wanted to get involved with for a long time and you never have. So if you could play any character from any film that exists currently, what would you play?
Tasha Smith as Angela on Why Did I Get Married and Why Did I Get Married Too.
and why, so do you feel like you can relate to that character or?
Yes, I do.
How many times would you say you watched that movie?
Shit, 50 to 100 times.
So Tyler Perry, endorse her. She supports you. But anyway, thank you for coming through. I really appreciate you. Thank you all for tuning in. Vicious Cycles Malik's Redemption will be on your screen sometime this fall. So make sure you're subscribing to the YouTube channel. And if you want to follow me on social media, I am Gold Chain Diva, Gold Chain __Diva.